need to prepare. However, language skills is, I think, one of the most essential skills that an English teacher can provide, can help them to improve. And also through the English lesson, students can also improve their presentation skills, their critical thinking, their communicative skill, and many other sub skills from the English lesson.
Sure. Thank you, Miss Chia, for sharing the details about what the student need to prepare for the future, right? So I believe there's every big goals should have the very basic foundation. And from my viewpoint, pronunciation is absolutely the very first thing your student need to learn, need to master before everything else. How do you think about that opinion?
Sorry?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No. Sometimes the voice is, I couldn't catch up with some of the words.
So I would turn off my camera, and I hope the internet connection will be better for the workshop today. So to answer the questions from Miss T, the questions about the length of the workshop. Well, it will last it will last for 60 minutes and up to 90 minutes, but I probably think that we will have it at 75 minutes. All right. So we should not keep everybody waited longer. Let's get started with the agenda today. Again, good morning. No, good evening, everyone. For the workshop today, how to teach pronunciation, there's a couple of things we want to cover in the workshop. That's lasts for 75 minutes. The first thing will be the introduction game, tongue twister. The second part, we will talk about the relationship between pronunciation and listening skills. Then we want to share with you some highlight, some key takeaway from the course that we've learned. And then you guys will spend like 10 minutes to discuss in group. And then we will share experience with each others. The last part of the workshop today will be the wrap up and the reflection that can last for 10 minutes. So are you ready to start the workshop today? Can you give me the thumb, please? Can you please give me the thumb? Can everybody give me the thumb? Or like any icon, any reaction, please? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, cool. So first thing first, can I have Miss Hoài Thương on microphone? Miss Hoài Thương, can you please turn on your mic? Miss Lê Hoài Thương, are you there? Oh, it's okay. Thank you. You're in class. Miss Hiền Nguyễn, are you available?
Yeah.
Cool, perfect. Can you help me to read the tongue twister on the screen out loud? Thank you.
Yes. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, will the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not.
Okay, perfect. It seems like you faced no difficulty when speaking the tongue twister. How do you think about this tongue twister? Do you think it's too easy?
Sometimes easy, sometimes difficult.
Okay. So do you usually use tongue twister in your class?
Sometimes.
Sometime. Okay. Thank you, Miss Hiền Nguyễn. I see that Miss Kim Quyên is raising the hand. Do you have anything to share? Miss Quyên.
Yes.
Yes,
Can you hear
I can hear you. Thank you.
me? Okay. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, well, whether the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Miss Kim Quyên. So let me give you guys star. Okay. A word star for everyone who come to the class today. All right, I'm gonna give Miss Hiền Nguyễn Miss Hiền, are you here already? Nguyễn Thị Thu Hiền, is that
Yes,
you?
I'm here.
Is
Nguyễn
that
Thanh Hiền, I'm here.
are you in the Nguyễn Thanh Hiền is here, right?
In the
Yes,
top
I'm
point.
here.
Okay, star for you. And Miss Kim Quyên, right? Where are you? Miss Kim Quyên. Yep, okay. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. So the very next questions I would like to ask all of you teachers, what do you think are the benefits of using tongue twister in teaching pronunciation? To be specific, right? In teaching pronunciation. So now I'm gonna give you 1 minute to write everything you can think of as the benefits of using tongue twister in teaching your students pronunciation. Please type one keyword, then submit, and yeah, and then you can type another one. You can submit 5 different responses. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your opinions with us. I can see there's a lots of different idea here. More interesting, yes, fun, engaging, confident, accuracy, practice tone, stress, accents, useful for awareness raising. Oh, I would love to hear from Miss Thảo Võ. Miss Thảo Võ, are you there?
Yes.
Yep. Can you share a bit more about the useful for awareness raising here? This idea, I want to hear from you more.
Well, actually, I have just thought of when I present a bunch of sounds, and then my student will know about the sound, and I think that like I raise some I will help my student know about the differences, the difficulty when they pronounce different sound, vowel and consonants. So I can help them to realize something about the differences.
Cool. Thank you, Ms. Thảo Võ. So let's say it's helped you to raise the phonological awareness of your students so they can be
Yes.
better Yeah, so they can be better at pronunciation. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Tavo.
Yes.
Okay, and thank you everyone for sharing your opinion here. Here I have some other examples. Any teachers who want to try these tongue twister, you can raise your hand. Well, I think this is okay. Miss Kim Quyên again.
Yes.
Yeah, which
Okay.
one do you choose? Yeah, which one do you want to choose? Like pick up one, please.
Third sentence.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Every week, the vet visits 11 very wet villages. I wonder which villages he will visit next week.
Okay, I found a little missing sounds here. It should be wet villages, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Miss Kim Quyên. Thank you. Well done. I have the other teachers here. Mr. Frank, please unmute yourself, please. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, I can hear you now. Yeah, please pick up one, please.
All right, I'm going to go with number two. I can think of three thin. I'm sorry, I can think of three thin things, but I can't think of three thin things too. Plenty of
Okay.
pigs play passionately with pink pepper pots in the pig pen.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Thank you, teacher Frank. Well, for the second one, it's a little challenging, right? Because thin things, the different sounds from thin to teen to thing. All right, it's a little bit challenging, but you've done it so well. Thank you, teacher Frank. Thank you. And we got teacher Hiền Nguyễn again, please. Thank you.
It's me. I choose the first one. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She sells seashell on the seashore. The shells she sell are seashells, I'm sure.
Okay. You sure? You sure, right? You sure about that? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, teachers. Well, let me have where's teacher?
Nguyễn Thanh Hiền.
Yeah. Teacher Frank, where are you?
Sorry. Trần Đình Phước. Mr. Trần Đình Phước.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
And Miss Kim Quyên, right? Okay, cool. So you can absolutely use tongue twister in your pronunciation class because of the several benefits that we've discussed before. And now I'm going to share with you about the relationship between pronunciation and listening skills. So here you can see pronunciation is how we say words and listening skills is how we understand the others. Let's say pronunciation is the process when we turn words into sounds, and listenings is the process when we turn sounds into words so we can capture the words and understand it. Think of pronunciation and listening skill as the two sides of a coin. If you can, like they have the very close relationship with each others, and when you can have good pronunciation, you will have yourself with clear articulation. You can pronounce the accurate sounds. You can recognize the sounds accurately. You can have the correct stress and you can have appropriate intonation. So you will hear better. So here on the right is the listening skills. What it is to have, the better listening skills will have your pronunciation is you can hear the sounds discrimination. You can recognize different words, you can comprehend the sentences, and you can understand different accents. So that are the two sides of a coin, the relationship between pronunciation and listening. Together, pronunciation and listening skills will help you communicate clear and effective. There's a couple of things we've learned from the course, and I would like to introduce my partner today, Miss Lương Trà from Đại Từ High School, Thái Nguyên. She will share with us about the course summary. And the stage is yours. Yep.
Firstly, I would like to start with an overview of the key concepts in pronunciation. I think firstly, I would like to hear from you. When it comes to teaching pronunciation, what key concepts do you believe teacher need to understand deeply? Okay, and why do you think the concepts are critical for our student success? You can type in the chat box the key concept that you think of. You yeah, thank you for the sharing. That is the sounds. Yeah, Miss Hiền Nguyễn talking about the phonics, the sound. Okay, the sound system, connected speech, phonetic chat. Good job, Mrs. Thảo. Wow. Also talk about vowels and consonants. Thank you for the sharing. Yeah, and also from the course provided by VietTESOL, I have learned the most essential concept for effective teaching and how to approach in our lesson as follow. Firstly, that is the sounds and phonemes in pronunciation. I think that is the building blocks of spoken language. So changing one sound in a word like sip or sip can alter its entire meaning. Like meaning appear as the excellence for ways for emphasizing phonemes importance. And another key concept is that is word stress and sentence stress. Okay. When we teach our students, we can use some of the simple visual like the circle or the underlined ways that can help our learner follow natural. Learner and follow the natural English rhythm. And also in sentences, content words typically carry more stress than the function words. The next key concept, that is the rhythm. Rhythm can make pronunciation more practicable, and also activity for rhythm like poems or songs are fun ways or to help our learners grasp the English rhythm. Intonation plays an important part in pronunciation. It is the key conveying emotion and meaning. Using right intonation or falling intonation that give our students a cue on how to pitch safe communication. Here we have some intonation practice.
Yeah, let me handle this one. Thank you, Miss Miss Cha. So I have a little practice exercise here. Who wanna join me? You can raise your hand. Okay, Mr. Frank, very quick. Yeah, okay. Mr. Frank, can you be on?
Hello?
Yep. Hear me?
So I'm gonna say these sentences out loud.
Wait a minute. You answer me. You answer my question first. For yes, no questions here. Whether we are like, should we raise or like should we raise the intonation at the ends of the sentence or not?
Yeah, absolutely. With the yes, no question, we probably raise our intonation in the end of the sentence. Whereas with information question, we probably lower our intonation in the end.
That's the second part actually. But all right, okay. So I'm gonna reveal it now. Here's the thing, right? For yes, no questions, you guys will raise the intonation at the ends of the sentence. And for the W8 questions, as you say, it is the information questions. So now is your time to really have it in practice. Mr. Frank.
All right, let's go one by one. Are you a student? Do you like this coffee? Let's say, do you like this coffee? Is it raining outside? Where do you live? What's your name? Why are you late?
Okay. Can you hear me better?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
But it sounds a little bit weird.
So should I restart?
No, it's okay. I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. So how about the other teachers? What do you think about Frank's performance?
I think it's good.
All right, so give him star, please. Give him the applause. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, are you a student? No, you're not. Do you like coffee, Frank?
Yeah, I do, but I just occasionally have it because I don't want to, stay up late.
Oh, so where do you live?
Currently, I'm based in Vũng Tàu, but I'm planning to move back to my hometown, which is Hà Tĩnh.
Oh, I see. Are there any reason for that?
Well, I just want to get back close to my relatives.
Sorry if it's too personal, but I'm trying to, like demonstrate the tones of the, yeah. Okay, thank you, Frank. Thank you. We have another parts of the practice. It's about the statements and acclamations. I have another teachers who raised the hand, right? Can you turn on your mic again?
Me?
Me?
Yeah, the
Oh,
second me.
I
The second
don't know.
me. The second me. Thank you, Frank. The second me.
Yeah, the second me.
Yeah, who's
okay.
that?
It's Nguyễn Thanh Hiền.
Okay. Okay, Miss
Yeah.
Hiền again. Thank you.
Okay, I will read 3 sentences here.
You tell me, hold on. You tell me and every other teachers about the statements and acclamations, whether you are going to raise the intonation or you're going to fall it down.
I think it's up to the feeling of the speaker. So I'm not sure that, but I will read it aloud first.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The first one. I like pizza. The second one. She is a teacher. Number 3. It's a beautiful day.
Yep. All right. So for the statement, you guys will fall it down, the intonation. I like pizza. She's a teacher.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day. All right. And how about the second one? The second last one.
Okay.
The last second
wow, that's amazing. Oh no, not again.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Miss Hiền. Yeah, we rise the tone for the acclamation. Thank you. Wow, that's so amazing. Let me give you a star. Miss Hiền. All right. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're earning a lot of star today. So now we are going to have
okay.
Yeah,
and now
yep.
we'll explore how and even reducing certain sounds help students understand real world English better. You can see on the screen the key concepts in the connected speech. Can you please match the feature with the illustration or the examples on the screen? We have a 4 features: linking, elision, intrusion, and assimilation with the illustration.
Well, I think you can read the definitions of these concepts because it's quite long, Miss Cha. How do you think?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. So For A, when an actual sound often or is added between two words to make speech flow smoothly, typically when two vowel sounds come together. For example, we have word go on. We can say that go on. Okay. And B, when a sound changes to become more like a neighboring sound, usually to make pronunciation easier. For example, we have a green pen, so we say that a green pen. And C, when certain sounds, often the unstressed ones, disappear in fast or connected speech. And it's commonly happen with and sound in cluster, like sandwich. And the last one, D, the final consonant sound of one word connect to the initial vowel sounds of the next, creating a smooth transition like come on. That's the illustration for the four features of the connected speech.
Okay, thank you, Miss Cha. So now is the time for teachers to match the definitions and the illustration.
Let's see who win the matching. Who
Yep.
the first is the correct matching. Wendy from Miss Vivian.
Yeah, let's type in the class point 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right.
Maybe I'm afraid that someone not in the class point.
It. Could you hide the?
That's you hiding the screen. Yeah, we have some answer from, yeah, the first one gives the full answer here, that is Mr. Frank here with A, intuition, B, assimilation, C, illusion, and D, linking. And also then from missing Nguyễn Minh Hằng, and then missing Thanh. Yeah, some of you not in the class point.
Okay, here we go. We got 3 answers here, and 2 of you got the correct one. I got only 1 correct answer. Sorry. Here's the correct answer, as you can see. Okay, Miss Cha, could you have explained this, and we will design.
Yeah, you can show the answer in the next slide.
Yep.
So the first one for linking, that is D, the final consonant of one word connect to the initial vowels of the next. And the second, illusion, that is when certain sounds, often the unstressed sound disappear in fast connected speech. That is illusion. We sometimes call the sound of omission. And institution, that we add a sound between the two words, between the two sounds, like go on. We can add the sound that is go on. And assimilation, that is the sound changing in combination. Like green pen, we change the sound into green pen. So who's win? Who's win?
Well, we got 2 teachers got the correct answer from the class point. And here, let's check. We got DCIB from Miss Tuyết Nhung. All right, perfect. Miss Tuyết Nhung, where are you?
I think we can also pick one from the chat box.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat box. I'm reading the chat box.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Tuyết Nhung, you're not here yet.
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Are you in the? I mean, are you in the class point so I can give you a
No,
star?
I'm not. How can I? How can I get into the last point?
The QR code for the platform you can find in the Zalo group.
Yes. Let
I
me
actually
try.
sent in the chat, but yeah, let me take the notes here for Miss Tuyết Nhung. Okay. Yeah, rather than the technology, we can still have the textbook to take the note. All right. Let me check for the other. Miss Hiền, Miss Hiền Nguyễn, DCBA. Well, that's the correct one. DCAB actually. It's DCAB, Miss Hiền.
DCIB.
Yeah. We got Miss Nguyệt Thanh, DCBA. Nah, it's actually DCAB. Okay. Mr. Frank, intrusion is 3, right? 3A. Okay. Assimilation is 4B. Yeah, correct. Elision, C. Okay. Frank, you got the correct answer. Who else got the correct answer? Tuyết Nhung already done. Hiền Nguyễn, okay. Nguyệt Thanh, let's see if we have other. Yep, it's all done. All right, I got the notes and I got the star for you guys. Thank you. And Miss Chia, yeah, please keep going with the key concept.
Okay, we continue with the weak forms and the schwa. The schwa sounds like the sound is the most common sound in English and often appear in unstructured syllable. So when we teach this sound to our student, it can aid our student in listening comprehension. So when our student get used to the English words, they can learn how to English word being pronounced less intuitively. And let's move to some of the key takeaways from the course with now.
Thank you, Miss Chia. And let me try to have another way to share with you. Whether can you really hear me, Miss everyone? Can you hear me better?
It's good now.
Okay, thank you. So there's a couple of things I want to share with you as a key takeaway from the course. Let's see if we have the same thoughts. All right. The first thing is about pronunciation itself. The pronunciation is not just a concept, it's a very broad skill that we teach students, not just the phonemes, not just the consonants, the vowels, but also the listenings, the stress, rhythm, intonations, and many different things. And the main purpose of teaching pronunciation here is to support the communication. The second thing is how we can teach pronunciation effectively is we can make use of the phonemic charts. And this is the screen, this is the screenshot from the app Sounds Right from BC. You guys can take a look at it, all right? And for the words and sentence stress, as Ms. Chia shared with you earlier, that we can use dialogue to teach the stress for the words and the stress for the sentence. How we are going to highlight the syllable in a word, how we are going to highlight the word in a sentence, all right? The fourth thing is about the minimal pairs and the difficult sounds, right? As you may know already, and as you may already use minimal pairs in your pronunciation class, it's very useful for us to teach our student to recognize different sounds, but similar, like different but similar sounds. All right, here's the questions for you, and I want to hear from your opinions. What activities do you often use to make minimal pairs practice engaging and effective? Can I have someone from the audience to share your actual experience, please? I'm gonna okay, thank you, Frank. Hold on. I have Queenie here. Queenie, are you there? Queenie for the first time. Queenie for the second time.
Maybe you can invite Kim Quyên. She's volunteer.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna hear from Miss Kim Quyên and Mr. Frank as well. So Miss Kim Quyên, please let's.
Sometimes I allow my students to play game named Bingo. So I will show them a list of the minimal pairs, and then they can choose their favorite words to make big square with what shape, maybe for 3 in row, and make a nice small square in the big square, and then I will read the word so they can recognize the words, and then the winner will be read the word in the right way. Yes.
A little too complicated for me. I'm sorry. Can you symbolize it again one more time?
Okay. I will show my student the list of the word with the minimal pair, like in your screen: bed, bed, belt, bill, and I will allow them to choose their favorite word to write in nice square. Yes. Got it?
Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. And
Thank
then I
you.
will, yes.
Please keep going.
Yes, I will read the word in random, and then the winner will have 3 words in a row. Yes, and then he or she will have to read the 3 words, yeah, that they have in the row. Yeah.
I see. Thank you, Ms. Kim Quyên. So basically, you are demonstrate the game of my reading, right? So your student will have to guess in advance which words will you read aloud, right? So they will write down 3 words in advance, and then you will read it aloud. And if your student got the match words with you, they'll be the winner, right?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. It sounds really fun. Thank you, Miss Kim Quyên. I have thank you, Miss Quyên. I have another one, Miss Nhung, right? Miss Nhung just raised the hand, I think. Miss Tuyết Nhung, right?
Hello. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. I would like to share my experience. I'm going to in my class. I'm going to number like the number column 1 is number 1, and column 2 is number 2. Column 1A number 1, and column 2E number 2. And I'm going to demonstrate for all students. I will say bed, and student will say 1 or 2, the whole class. And then I say build, and student will say 1 or 2. Do you understand? Is it clear? And then I'm going to ask some students one by one. Let's say student A, can you stand up and say 1 word, and your friend will say 1 or 2. And if their friends can recognize the sound correctly, it means they are correct. You know, and let's say they say bed, but their friends say 2. It means maybe something wrong with their pronunciation. You got it?
I see. So this is gonna be something like you will have
pair work for your student, and you will have the two students to practice their pronunciation together, right?
It can be pair work or one student with the whole class. There are two ways to carry out this activity. One is they can work with the whole class. Then I can let them work in pairs.
Sounds cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I have yeah, teacher Frank again. Can you share?
All right. Let's see. The first thing that comes to mind would be, it's not really my favorite because there are a lot, like a whole world of possibilities. But like the other teacher said, the very first stage of my activity would be drilling and practicing in order to help students understood the words that we want them to practice, which is it's the very first stages in the Bloom taxonomy, you know. And then after they recognize and understand all the words we want to practice, we have possibly two columns as you are displaying on the screen right now. And then I will have them line up in 2 or 3 lines. It depends on your classroom setting. And then they will face, they will turn their back against the board. And after that, we can have two options. One is the teacher saying the word, or maybe if your pronunciation is not as perfect as needed, we can probably use the dictionary or some sort of AI to make sure that the sound is correct, to make student recognize it clearly. And then student will listen to the sound, maybe teacher or the machine read it, and they will take turn. It's not that like that two or three teams will compete each other, and then will run to the board because they turn their back. They cannot see the screen, so they turn their back. They take 2 people or 3 people from 3 teams and then run to the boards, and then let's see who get the first correct answer, and we will count at the end. And we'll calculate the number of correct answers that they got. Let's see whether they understand the sound being pronounced and how they understand them. Is that clear to you? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very interesting activity that can involve students in different, use different sense. They have to listen and then they have to run, right, in order to win the game. Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Hin Nguyen. Let's save the time for the other part. Okay, thank you so much. We have another, I got some example here for you about the minimal pairs for vowel sounds. We have ship and sheep, bit and beat, right? You guys should be very familiar with these things. So you can try. As mentioned, we are going to use the dialogue to teach pronunciation. There's lots of way to use dialogue to teach pronunciation, not just the sentence stress, the word stress. We can also teach connected speech. We can help students. We can help our students to understand how natural English sounds is. We have the dialogue from like character A and character B, and our student will understand the natural English, the way they use different words, whether they connect the words together, like which word will they focus on, which syllables are they like put emphasis on, right? So yeah, as said, there's a couple of different areas of pronunciation you can teach using just the dialogue, right? Not just the word stress, the sentence stress, right? You teach English in a natural way using the dialogue. All right. Next thing is about the intonation. From my viewpoint, as you practiced earlier, intonation is
a very important part of pronunciation. After the two other important parts is accuracy, fluency, and intonation. So the first thing is you need to pronounce the word accurately, and then you have to speak the sentence fluently, and then you have to have the correct intonation. You not always raise the intonation, but you not always false the intonation. Sometimes, right, you raise it, sometimes you fall it. I got some concept of the intonation and the emotion here. When you are happy, you are going to use the high and rising intonation to show the happiness, the excitement, or the surprise. For the sadness, you should lower it. And if you are angry, a sharp rise and fall in pitch. When you're surprised, you are certain sharp rise in pitch. And if you are bored, you can use a monotone or flat intonation, right? No rise, no down, like not going up, not going down, just use the monotone, right? That's how you demonstrate your boredom. And the seventh thing that I actually took away from the course is how we are going to integrate the pronunciation into different lessons. What I learned from my partner today, Miss Thương Cha, is they don't really have enough time to have a pronunciation lesson like independently. They have to integrate the pronunciation in different lessons, like with grammar, with vocabulary. But that's how it is, right? That's how we have the pronunciation in every English lessons. The 8 things that we've learned from the course is the biggest purpose of teaching pronunciation and teaching English is for our student to be able to speak English, to be able to communicate effectively, not to be like a perfect native speaker. Well, if you can speak perfect English, that's perfect, right? But if you cannot, the more important thing is you are able to communicate with the others. Maybe they can be native speaker, or they can be ESL learners from other country, right? The new concept that you might already hear is the global Englishes. So people don't really follow American accents, British accent. You will have the global English accents for everybody who speak English in the world. We are Vietnamese, we can have Vietnamese English accents, that's fine. People can have Singlish, people can have Chinese English, Japanese English accents, Indian English accents, that's fine. It's global Englishes. That's what we focus on, right? The main purpose of learning English is to be able to communicate, right? The next part will be agree or disagree, and let my partners share with you. Please.
Yeah. I have learned a lot of useful things from Vũ and also from the enthusiastic teachers today, sharing about the techniques to teach with minimal care. And now let's give the thoughts on the following statement. I'm going to show some statement, and I would like you to say yes or no. Maybe you can type in the chat box, or you can interact in the class point. And I would like you to explain the idea why you agree or disagree with the statement. For example, for the first statement, learners can learn a difficult sound if the teachers can't say it. Do you agree? You can say yes or no into the chat box.
We have a lot
You
of
can use the class point if you are in the class point. Yeah, we have in the chat box. I can see the idea from missing Nguyễn Thị Tú Uyên. Yeah. Someone say yes. Mrs. Tuyết Nhung say yes. Let's listen from Missy Nguyệt Thanh first. Why you say no? Can you say your idea?
So I think that I say no because if we cannot say that sound, we can guide students how to make that sound, how to place the tongue, how to place the teeth instead of pro producing the sound. If the teacher do not pronounce the sound correctly, they can instruct students to do that. I think that if they can pronounce the sound correctly and they don't know how to guide students, don't know how to instruct students, the student will not pronounce that sound correctly. So I think that.
Yeah, thank you. Excellent idea from you, Miss Nguyệt Thanh. And yeah, I think that if teacher cannot produce the sound, that doesn't mean that our student cannot learn. Okay, we can produce, we can provide our student with the recording so that our student can listen to, and also some apps like SoundRite that Liu will have that shown you in the previous section can help our student. Let's move to the next statement. The second statement that it's important to practice sounds in the context of a word or sentence. Do you agree or not? Yeah, Mrs. Tuyết Nhung say yes, and also Mrs. Nguyệt Thanh say yes, and yeah, in class for many of you say yes. Can I hear from you, Missy Nhung, the idea? Can I explain further?
Yeah, can I see again the statement?
Yeah.
Because,
Can you show again the statement?
yeah. It's crucial to practice the sounds in the context of a word, because then student can understand how to use the sound. For example, if we teach them say yes no question, when we teach them say yes no question, and we put them in the context of asking another people, and they raise their voice at the end of the sentence, then they can have chance to practice and they can make sense of it. Yeah, so I think putting them in the real context can make them remember how to say the word or the sentence correctly.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Tuyết Nhung, for the interesting sharing. And yeah, I think when we teach the sound in the context of a word or the sentence, it can also enable our students to get used to hearing the sounds in the real connected speech in a good way. Okay. Again, let's move to the next statement that it's important to stop learners and correct their pronunciation errors whenever the error occurs. Do you agree? Yeah, Mr. Nguyệt Thanh say no here. Thank you, Mr. Phước Trần, for sharing in the chat box. Yeah, many of you say no in class point. Can I invite Miss Nga? Why do you say no? Maybe Miss Nga is not available. Can I invite Missy Hiền?
Nguyễn Thanh Hiền, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's not important to stop learners and correct the pronunciation errors whenever error occurs, because when we ask them to when we ask our students to practice reading the sounds, we should let them say first, and then after they finish their task, you can stop and tell them the mistake, and you can read as a model and then ask them to repeat after you. In some cases, for example, if you want to your learners have correctly recognize their mistake, if you want, how do I say it? If you want if you want your learner immediately recognize the mistake and correct it immediately, and if you see that that mistake must be corrected right away, you can stop. But usually I don't stop my learners when they are speaking or when they are reading. Let them say through from the first to the end, and then review them the mistake again and correct.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
Nguyễn, for the sharing. Yeah, you are right. We need them to correct our student pronunciation mistake whenever it occurs. We can leave it at the to the end of the lesson, because when we want our student to focus on the fluency, it will stop them. That will interrupt their fluency. So we can leave them to the end. Okay, if we want to increase their fluency when they speak. Thank you. Let's move to the next. Number 4, it's better to provide learners with a spoken model of a new language before you provide with a written model. You agree? Yeah, Mrs. Hung say yes, and Mrs. Hian also say yes, and many of you in the class probably say yes also.
Miss Hoài Thương actually say no.
Why do you think that no? Mr. Hoài Thương, can you? Nguyệt Thanh also say no. Can you say other idea, Thanh? Mrs. Thanh?
I think that the spoken model has a different style of written model. So I think that we shouldn't provide learner with a spoken model first, because they have different lifestyles. And that's
So
my
you mean-
idea.
So you mean you agree? Because the writing sometimes different from the pronunciation, right?
Writing?
Yeah, the writing style sometimes it's different from the pronunciation. So if we provide the pronunciation of the word first,
Okay. I think that
written.
we should provide a written model first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. When we provide the pronunciation model first, this won't influence how our students pronounce it, right? Thank you.
So I have a question. So we should provide learner with the written model first, right?
No. The spoken model first.
I think that.
Can you please move to the first to the previous slide, Liu? Yeah.
Okay.
The written model, the spoken model first, and then the written model after that.
I think that if students do not know how to write the word, it's very difficult for them to remember the pronunciation of the words.
Really?
I think so.
No, I think it's better if you provide your learner with the spoken model first.
Yeah.
Because they must produce the word before they can write it down.
So I think that we should write it down to know how to write the words. It can leave a memory in the learner mind about how to write the words. How
No,
to
I think
But sometimes the written model is different from the spoken model.
yes.
So when they look at the words, maybe they don't know how to pronounce. But when they hear the pronunciation first, they will know how to pronounce the words.
really?
Yes, with the young learners, they don't
Can
know
I
how to
share?
write the word, but they
Yes.
know how to speak the word. For example, they watch TV or they watch YouTube and they listen to the sound, they listen to the word, and then they can speak out, but they do not know how to write it until they go to school and learn how to write. So I think it's
I think that if they know the written model first, they can guess how to pronounce the words. This can help them remember the spoken model better.
Can I share my thought?
Yeah, you are welcome.
Yeah, I think when students learn pronunciation, it's like a kid learned to speak when they were born, right? So the kids get the sounds first, and then they imitate the sounds, and they, of course, they don't know how to write it. They still speak it. They still can speak it, the language very well. So I do agree with the statement that we should provide students with the sounds first and writing form later. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tuyết Nhung. Yeah, very nice to hear from all of you. All the idea. Thank you so much. And what about number 5? It's helpful to find out problem areas for our learners before we can choose activities to do with them. Do you agree? Yeah, many of you agree with the statement. Yeah, and I think that before choosing our pronunciation games or activities, we should find out which sounds are difficult for them. So this will have to ensure that the activities are effective for our students. And let's move to the number 6 with the next statement. With the next statement, that is the activities and techniques you use to work on pronunciation depend on the sounds you're focusing on. Do you agree? Yeah, I can see a useful sharing from Mr. Frank here. Did you say no again? And Missy Hiền will say yes. Why do you think that he know, Missy Nhung?
I say no because it also depends on our students' characteristics, the class size as well, not just the sounds.
Yeah, not depend on only the sounds, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
There
Thank
are
you.
other
Yeah.
factors.
It's also depend on the class size and on our student characteristic. Yeah, interesting idea. Thank you. And what about Missy Hiền? You agree with the statement? Can you give further details?
Yeah. I think that because I am teaching young learners, primary students, so my activity and my techniques are also focused on the sound, on the lesson I teach them on that day, and with the purpose of getting them focusing on the sound. So I use many kinds of activity and techniques that make my students remember about the sound, how to pronounce it, and how to use it in a word or in a sentence. So I agree with this idea. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Missy. Thank you. Thank you, Missy Hiền Nguyễn, for the idea. Very interesting sharing from you. And yeah, I have learned a lot from you also, from the sharing for the statement. Yeah, let's move to the next. Who can you please?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for for the time. The plan part, the next part in plan is group discussion that you will share in smaller group. But I think what you have shared, like among the teachers, was really useful and very enthusiastic. So let's skip this part, as the time doesn't really allow us to, you know, have this much. So let me wrap it up for you with a question that I have in my mind at the very beginning of the course. So how to teach pronunciation is the name of the course. So my questions in that's appear in my mind was what to teach in terms of teaching pronunciation, right? And how to teach it effectively. The first thing I think is the individual sounds that you can use the phonetic chart, right? You can teach them vowels, teach them consonants, teach them monophthong, diphthong, blends. And the second thing is about the words, is the word stress that you would teach them which syllables to focus on. There's a couple of principles for word stress that they can remember for nouns, for verb, right? We understand the patterns, so the student can identify and produce and pronounce the stress perfectly, right? We got some rules, and let's share the rules with the students and get them practice. The next thing I believe this is very crucial for our students to learn is the sentence stress, right? The content words, the function words, the rhythm, and the intonations of the sentence, right? The next thing to teach in pronunciation is the intonation. When to raise it and when to fall it, and the patterns for different, like for different kind of questions, different statements, right? And connected speech, you teach them how to link the sounds together, how to assimilate the sounds, all right? And how to naturally swallow a sound, right? For example, it's next to, you swallow a T, it's only next to, not next to, right? And phonological awareness, as mentioned earlier, we help them raise the awareness of the phonemes, so they will easier recognize a word in written form and transfer it to the spoken form, right? Recognize the syllables and know which syllables is stressed, so to focus on, right? And the rhyme and the alliteration. The second question is how to teach it effectively. I got some notes here that teachers already use, but I just want to summarize here so we can all have a look at it, right? In terms of pronunciation, it's just like all the other parts, all the other skills in English. Let's keep it fun, all right? We can use games, songs, and some other activity that we've discussed today, we share with each other today to make the pronunciation practice enjoyable. And please be patient, right? Learning pronunciation is not a very easy process. It's going to take time, and we have to practice, and we have to goes along with our students. And don't forget to celebrate their progress. and focus on what they have achieved so far, right? To build their confidence, to encourage them. Constructive feedback is very necessary for our student to correct their errors, and don't get them overwhelmed, right? So let's have 1 or 2 key areas at a time when you give feedback to them. Yes, you mentioned be a good model at pronunciation, right? You can use yourself, right? Or you can use the correct source of pronunciation to help your student to learn perfect pronunciation in English. As some, let's say, not really the gift, but to summarize, to consolidate it here, I have some idea so you can use to teach pronunciation. And if you want to have this slide, you can comment in the chat box. So maybe we can share this with you, right? You can use tongue twister, minimal pair, shadowing. You can use pronunciation game. Yeah, you record yourself and you have your student record themselves, right? Or you can sing along to practice pronunciation, right? Find your partner activity. Actually, one of you have mentioned this. Ask the right questions, right? Bingo game is also very funny in the game. Well, last but not least, let's scan the QR codes and share the, let's say, share the reflection for you for the session today. Well, we have the formula 3, 2, 1, right? 3 most impressive things you've learned today, 2 things you want to learn more about, and 1 thing you will apply in the next teaching session. So let's scan the QR code, go to Padlet, and yep, share with us your thought.
Can you please paste the link into the chat box in case some of them cannot scan the QR code?
Oh, sure. 1 second.
Mhm.
Okay, guys, I've shared the link to the Padlet in the chat box. Please spend some minutes to reflect our sharing session today. And don't forget to post anything you think we can do to improve our sharing sessions in the future. So we, as teachers, can learn and improve, can learn from each others and can improve our teaching journey and enjoy it. Okay.
I think it's not necessary to tell us 3 things. If you can just say 1.
Yeah, at least 1 thing. Okay. So maybe we can share the link to the Padlets in the Zalo group, in the chat group later, so we can have a selfie photo together right now. All right. I would like to say thank you so much for your time today, and thank you, Miss
Hey,
Cha.
hey. I would like to remind you about the special gifts from the British Council in Vietnam. Can you please wrap up to see how many active teachers joining the session today, so that they can fill in the information in the link, so that we can collect their information to send the gifts.
Absolutely. Sorry, I almost forget that. But here we go. We can see that. Okay. Okay, we can have the list of top 10 students. I mean, top 10 teachers, the most active teachers in the workshop today. We also have some other teachers who interact, and I took the notes here. No worry, all right? All of your enthusiasm has been recognized. I'm gonna edit the result for Miss Tuyết Nhung. Yeah, more for Miss Nguyệt Thanh, Miss Thanh Hiền, of course, and Miss Nga as well. Okay, so there's gonna be 10 teachers, right? 10 rewards from BC and VietTESOL.
Yeah.
Yep, and our host will contact teachers.
No.
No.
You should send them the link at the last slide, so that they can fill in their information. The link I paste in the last slide.
I see.
So please, the 10 most active teachers, save the link so that you can fill in the information. You should end the slideshow so that you can copy.
Yep, here it is. So we will have the name of them.
The name and then the address, the phone number.
Yes. Miss Thanh Hiền Đình Phước. All right. Thảo Võ Kim Quyên. Tuyết Nhung, Nguyệt Thanh.
Mai Thi.
Hiền, Nguyệt Thanh, Frank, Kim Quyên already here. Tuyết Nhung already here. Nguyệt Thanh, Nga, NN. And Mr. Phong. Okay, we got the list of 10 teachers in the session today to receive the gift from BC and VietTESOL. All right, so can we take a selfie photo together now?
Please, can you turn on the cameras so that we have some photos?
Okay. Well, I would like to say thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. And thank you for your discussion. Thank you for your contribution, for you to be here with us today. All right, so let's take a selfie together on my count for 1, 2, 3. Can everybody give the heart? Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. And don't forget to send the feedback so that we can improve in the upcoming workshops. Thank you so much.